Stephanie Garcia, and welcome to another episode of Lights, Camera, Live, where we shine a spotlight on the best and brightest marketers in the industry so you can take your business from unknown to unforgettable. Now, here's the thing. TikTok is one of those channels that I have absolutely been paying attention to. And it wasn't until I saw my good friend Austin Armstrong where I was like, literally, friend, I need you on this show. You have been doing so much. If anything, I've probably seen him on Instagram Reels. He pops up on my TikTok and everyone was like, do you know Austin? I'm like, I do. I could actually say that. And he's absolutely amazing. There was this time where we were at Social Media Marketing World and like literally I cornered him for like a good 5 minutes and he's like, oh, and then there's this and there's this. And then we met up with our other good friend and they were just geeking out on all things TikTok, which totally cracked me up. And having said that, let me go ahead and bring him onto the show because I think it's going to be so much fun to have him here. So Austin, welcome to the show. How you doing, friend?
I'm great, Stephanie. Thank you so much. It's always good to see you. Thank you for having me on.
You know what? You have been doing so much. And I remember I was scrolling, of course, every time I'm scrolling on any type of social media platform, you pop up. And if it's not this whole like five AI tools that you should know right now, I see you on Facebook, and on Facebook you have these infographics about different tools and this and that. And then I find you on TikTok, and my friend, you are everywhere, or it feels like you're everywhere.
I try to be. Yeah. I just love creating content. I'm a nerd about this stuff. It's really all I want to do. So I've spent the last couple of years building up an agency and then hiring for all of the stuff I don't want to do. So all I need to do is create content.
I love that. So tell us a little bit more about you, because as you and I were in the green room and I was like, I first heard about you maybe like a year or two ago. And it was because I'm working at Agora Pulse and we are learning about different social media agencies. And I read this one article where it was saying that some agencies now were just niching down into short form video. And it had to have been like a Forbes or an entrepreneur article, or maybe even Adweek. And it said SocialtyPro. So I was like, who is this person? And it was you. And then I read the whole story of how you got started and then how you started working with businesses. You tripled your business. And so having said that, like, tell us how this journey all started. Like, where did you come from? You like popped out of nowhere and then now you're everywhere.
Yeah, well, I've been around for really since the beginning, but nobody knew who I was until recently. I've actually been doing social media marketing for 18 years. So I started back on MySpace as a 14-year-old. I actually figured out how to get a large following on MySpace way back when. So we had this whole thing, and there was a whole strategy there for getting it. So I had hundreds of thousands of followers on MySpace back in the day, and I got bit by that bug. And yeah, I've kind of been doing it ever since. So there was a down period of a couple years where I didn't think that this would be a full-time thing because it was so early. Like, starting a social media marketing agency when you're 18, it didn't make sense to me. I never knew that could have been a path. So there was downtime for a little bit. I was still active on social media, but I was doing my thing, meandering through life, trying to do the soul searching, figuring myself out. Fast forward to about 9 years ago. I started as an intern at a video marketing agency that really specialized in the behavioral health space.
Oh,
And
wow.
we were doing heavily YouTube marketing, and helping professionals, therapists, psychologists, drug and alcohol treatment centers share their expertise with the world because they have really valuable life-changing, life-saving information in their head. They don't know how to communicate that on video. So we were doing that. And so I really went from an unpaid intern to a paid intern to part-time to full-time. That led me to being head of digital marketing for several drug and alcohol treatment centers. And then 4 years ago, with my boss from that company, I started SocialtyPro, uh, which is a full service social media and digital marketing agency. We have a whole SEO arm, we have the video marketing arm. And right around that time when I started, I guess it was a couple months later, TikTok was the latest, greatest crave. I am a big Gary Vee fan. I love everything Gary Vee does. and he was shoving it down our throats. You got to get on TikTok. Don't miss the wave. Don't miss the boat. You got to get on TikTok. And I had got on, I think October of 2019 is when I finally joined. And I was like, gosh, I'm late. I missed the boat again. And
That sounds so
little did I
silly for
know.
you to say that. I'm like, are you
Well,
serious? I feel like some people are still on the fence about it.
yeah, I mean that's always the thing, right? Like that's the reality is you're never too late. It's never too late to get started. But I really wanted to ride that momentum, and it had been around like a year before that point or something like that. No one was really on it,
Yeah.
but Gary Vee was shoving it down it. Yeah, and so that's when I really got started, and that's where I've had a lot of this success and momentum. I really started on TikTok, and a couple things, led to me really doubling down on TikTok as a tool and a source to generate leads for my business. It was mostly SEO at the time. I started talking on TikTok about SEO and had a lot of traction on that, and then businesses started to reach out and say, you've had a lot of success getting leads for your business from TikTok. Can you help me get leads in business for my business from TikTok as well? And I said, yes, sure, of course we can do that. And so over last couple of years, you just build a team around it, more and more. And I'm just very practice what I preach type of entrepreneur and business owner. So
I
everything
love
that we
that.
do is entirely organic. I've never spent a dollar on advertising or growing my business or accounts. It's just creating really good content consistently.
And you are very consistent with your content. I feel like there's not a single day that doesn't go by that you're not posting something. At least that's what I feel like. I went to your profile because I was like, oh yeah, I have to put together his promo copy for the show, and I was like, what was the name of that article? And so I went to your Facebook, and then there's a post every single day, and I was just like, Austin always shows up, and it's one of those things where I'm just like, my friend, you're consistently, constantly pushing out content. And I feel like that's what kind of helps you stay top of mind and tip of tongue, because it's really great content. You're honing in on the pain points as far as those that are like, well, how do I get started with AI tools? And you kind of break it down, and you give them different tech stacks to take notice of. And I find that to be so helpful. And so do you do that all on your own, or does your team help you gather that information, put it together, share it? Like, how involved are you?
Yeah, my content is 100% me. Everything that
Really?
you see me post, yeah. So this is not how we do it for clients. We have the whole editing team and account managers and the whole nine yards. I am very
Hands
just,
on.
I don't want to let go of it.
Yeah, it's
But it's working. So yeah, so every post you see on any one of my accounts, every video I have shot, storyboarded, edited, written, and posted everything. Nobody has access to any of my accounts.
I love that. Okay, so let's walk through your process then. Like, so first, when you're coming up with ideas for short form video content, where do you get your ideas? Do you go outside for a walk? Or is there a certain like Cartoon Network, you watch something and you're just like, oh my God, I would love to do something like that? Like, where do you get these ideas?
Well, for the useful website videos, which is the vast majority of my content, like 70 to 80%, or even more than that sometimes, I've just got that format down. I've been doing that for the last about a year straight now. That's a format that really popped for me, so I just keep doubling down on it. People love it. It's easy to do. So I just have that format. And so I just scour the internet. There's a couple websites that I use that are kind of new AI website and tool aggregates. So they're constantly adding new websites on there. So I could just sort through them there by category and whatnot. And I'll be like, oh, I kind of pick them. I kind of, choose which ones I think will be best for the audience, ones that I can, show the value prop of it and do a little bit of a demo for it and whatnot. Now, all the Facebook stuff, like I do complimentary to the like short form vertical videos that I do on Facebook, I post a lot of like motivational, almost cliche, but polarizing business, marketing, and life quotes.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those just are inspiration from life. I just kind of have dialed into that over the last couple of months. So I'll be at a conference, or I'll be walking down the street, walking with my dog, and either an idea will pop up or in my head, or I'll hear something and I'll be like, oh, that's an interesting idea. Let me spin on it. And I just jot them all down in notes on my phone. And then I come back to them, and then I kind of make it nicer and post that on Facebook.
Well, how about talk me through your whole storyboarding process? Are you like an iPad person, whiteboard, big old post-it notes? When you say storyboard, how fancy or how like just get it dialed in on the back of a napkin?
Yeah, my I am so down to earth on all of this stuff. Like Google Docs is what it is my storyboarding, and so I'll have like, so like for anybody that's not familiar with my content, a lot of the content that I do is conversational style. So it's person A, myself, talking to person B, which is me in another outfit, and I'm sharing useful websites. And so the structure is opening hook from person A, reaction from person B, and then website, reaction, website, reaction, website, reaction, etc. And so I'll outline those websites. I'll do a little bit of research, outline those websites, outline the reactions to them, and then I try and mess around with the order of all of that so the flow of the websites makes sense. I front load the video with what I think will be the most engaging website to keep the viewer's attention, and I try and escalate the reactions a little bit as well. So the reactions actually kind of tell a story, or at least I try to.
I love that. And so is that like your main template is the two-person reaction
It's just worked so well. Why try something else
when
that's
it's working?
continuing? Yeah, when everything dies down, I'll innovate again. But right now, it's just working.
And so is that same strategy? I mean, do you pitch it to your clients too? Or they're like, I could never do that, like patient, doctor. Like, what are their
Yeah.
reactions?
So we pitch a lot of different styles of content. We have quite a few that will pitch and see what works best for them. We'll experiment with different styles for them to see which feels most comfortable as well, because they've got to have fun with the process too. Like it can't be just a thing that they hate doing every
Yeah.
single time that they record or that we go out to help them record. They've got to enjoy this process. It's fun. It's social media. Like, yes, there's a business objective. Yes, you want engaged audience and followers and leads and sales for your business, but ultimately you have to dedicate time to creating this. So you should make that time as enjoyable as possible. And so we go through a couple things and see what works best for them and what we can consistently commit to and what performs best online.
And so when you say what performs best online, do you have best practices for every single platform? I mean, because you started off by saying that usually your scripts are open hook, captivating, you're escalating as far as the reactions go. You structure it in such a way that it keeps the viewer, tuned in until the very end. And once you found like a formula that kind of works, you kind of stick to it because why not ride that wave? You don't have to reinvent the wheel if you're already getting that engagement. What then happens there? Are you just like, oh, well, this is best for TikTok, this is best for Reels, or do you like just put it everywhere?
Yeah, most of the videos I repost across every platform, and then I'll subtly optimize on each platform. So, like TikTok, I'll add background music on it specifically for TikTok, and adjust the volume on there and whatnot, and add their subtitles on there. And then typically I'll take that and download it using Snaptic and put that version up on YouTube as YouTube Shorts, because I like the TikTok editor and I
Oh.
like the music and stuff, and like YouTube Shorts editor sucks. And so just to add a little bit of music, that's the easiest way to do it. Instagram, I will more or less do the same thing. Sometimes I'll add their native captions in there. I'll add native music from the Instagram library on there. And then specifically for Instagram, I don't use any hashtags. They
Oh.
rolled out topics several months ago. which are kind of replacing hashtags. So I haven't used hashtags in probably a year on any post whatsoever. And so what I do when I upload Instagram Reel, I'll share or I'll add three specific topics. You can add a maximum of three, and I think I
Is it the
do.
same ones every single time? Just for
Yeah,
consistency?
yeah, every time. So I do entrepreneurship, small business, and technology are the three tags that I put on there. Now the tags are or the topics are kind of broad a little bit.
Yeah.
You can choose two or three that are most applicable to your content. And then on Facebook, uh, uh, yeah, so on Facebook, I will upload natively. And so on Instagram Reels, a lot of people think that you can just click on that little setting to also share to Facebook Reels, and that's good
Yeah.
enough. And yes, do that, but natively upload in the Facebook app because Facebook has their own Reels functionality, and Facebook is insane right now. Facebook is my number one platform among all of these, and it pivots from time to time. But the opportunity on Facebook right now is astronomical. So just take that time, go on Facebook, upload a reel. I personally do it on my personal profile.
I
So
was
I
gonna ask you, yeah, tell me more about that. Were you the one at Social Media Marketing where they said that you sacrificed your family and friends? Like, what was that one part? I was like,
yeah,
who said that?
yeah,
Where did that come from?
yeah. That was a very humbling experience that Mike Stelzner said in his opening keynote about the state of social. He used me as a little case study, which was very amazing. But yes, I said I sacrificed my friends and family for reach. And so as soon as Facebook rolled out professional mode, I turned it on.
How did you
And
even
what
get that? Because like or do you need
I
like
got a
a set
notification.
amount of followers or friends in order for you to make it professional? Because I literally can't.
Oh, interesting. I don't know.
Okay.
I got a notification that it was available. I think if you look at your profile and you click on the like three dots, you should
Yeah,
see
it's not
turn on.
there.
It's
I
not
looked
there.
at, yeah, because everyone was talking about it over at the conference. And so I looked at my profile, desktop and on mobile, and it doesn't exist. And I was like, oh, well, maybe, Austin's just super, super special.
I don't know, but yeah, I got the notification about it. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I tested it, right? Like I thoroughly tested posting my videos on my business page and my personal profile for
Mm.
about a month, and it was night and day. The same videos were not getting any reach on my business page, and I was getting tens of thousands of views on every single reel on my personal profile. And so that's when I made the decision. Sorry, friends and family. Like, I hope you support me. Go ahead and unfriend me or hide me, whatever you need to do, because I'm just chasing my best life over here. So,
Well,
kind of cool.
and it's getting you results. I mean, I thought about that too. I was like, should I just hide all my family and friends' photo albums? Because just like you, I come from the MySpace days. So I'm like, I was used to like sharing all my stories. And now I'm like, maybe I just need to hide them and then just go all in on the Austin strategy.
I don't care. I post so much content. I don't think anybody's scrolling back that far anyway. They can
That's
they
true.
can creep. They can creep if they want. I don't care. I don't care.
That's funny. The one thing I did notice, because like you said, I felt like sometimes there's some content is a hit and miss on different platforms. And
Yeah.
when I did upload a reel to like my personal, what I found interesting is that they would go to my personal profile because on my personal profile there's like this header image that says join my Facebook group, and I started to
Mhm.
see a lot of Facebook group requests just into the thing. And I
Hmm.
was like, where are these people coming from? Because I don't really popularize it unless I'm speaking on stage. I'm like, hey, if you want to keep in touch, go to the group. And I was like, what is happening? And that's when I correlated and I'm like, oh, it's because they saw this. And once the views go up here, it correlates to how many like Facebook group requests are coming in.
Mhm.
Do you find the same thing happening to you? People are a lot more DMs, people reaching out,
Oh, tons of DMs all the time.
and you're managing that yourself, or you have a social CRM?
No, I just managed it all myself.
Wow, look at you, sir. Okay, so
Well,
we've talked
that's
about.
not the best way. Listen, I'm chaos. Don't follow my. I'm unorganized, but I'm bored. I'm like I'm pretty much addicted to social media, so I'm just on it all the time.
You are,
So
yeah, yeah. I feel like it was funny too because I shot you an email and I was like, you know what? I bet you he's on Facebook. So then I sent a DM and I was like, oh, see, there he is. That worked.
Yep. Yep.
So, okay, we've talked about short form vertical video content strategy and how you do all that, your formula for it, and then the different platforms. I'm curious if there's an up and coming platform for vertical video that you're like, hey, have you seen this? Or like, are you spotting anything? Or you're just like, hey, Facebook is my number one revenue generator and I'm just going to focus on that?
Yeah, I mean, the four platforms I primarily focus on are TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm very intrigued by Clapper right now as a newer
What is
platform.
that?
Yeah, it's a TikTok clone, but it's interesting. The organic reach is pretty decent on it.
Mm,
And so right now I'm just experimenting with uploading the same videos on there and just kind of learning the cadence of the platform and like the hashtag strategies and all that a little bit. Haven't seen like astronomical growth, but my videos are reaching typically a couple thousand people every time I upload them. So that's kind of promising. I've uploaded a couple things on Lemon 8. I haven't gotten much traction on Lemon 8. I think it's so early on that platform. That's ByteDance's new platform. Super, super, yeah.
are you
I
actually
think,
doing videos on there? I thought it was just photos.
yeah, you can upload videos and like blog articles and photos. It's actually kind of cool. You can do like a blog article on your grid. It's cool.
Really?
Yeah,
What about Pinterest? Because I don't know if you've
yeah.
met Jeff C. Jeff C's, with his beard and his wood carvings and whatnot from Social Media News Live. He's really big on Pinterest, and it's one of those things where, when people had like those repinning boards and what was it called, Tailwind? They had like this
Yep.
whole thing that was going on. Are you doing anything there or no?
Yes, in fact, that's what I was just going to say. So Pinterest, I think, is the most slept on social media platform. So Pinterest is the one platform I have my VA on. So we're actually doing a crazy heavy test on Pinterest right now. We're doing like 10 pins a day or something,
Yeah.
maybe 10 to 20. Idea pins are still really good. Pinterest was super hot like a year and a half to 2 years ago. They
Yeah.
actually had a monetization program for their creators. So I was making pretty decent money just uploading idea pins. And it was kind of fun. It was like gamified. It was like, get this amount of reach or upload this many pins and like add them to this category. And depending on how many saves they had, it was like a whole gamified thing. But it was
Yeah.
pretty fun. Um, but yeah, I think I've got like 4,000 followers on Pinterest, I think, and we're doing like 80,000 views a month, which is uh, nothing to balk at.
Yeah. Traffic
It's
is traffic.
extra
Impressions, yeah.
traffic. And I've been a Pinterest advocate for years because it's like a great SEO traffic driver. I come from like the SEO space and particularly the drug and alcohol treatment space. And just
Yeah.
a quick side note on that, it was always like Google meets Instagram, where you have a visual element, so your pin that's optimized for something that they're searching for, and then
Mm-hmm.
if they want more information on it, they can click on that pin and go to that article. And so particularly in that industry, the common decision makers were moms, mothers that are going to help their spouse or their child get help for drug and alcohol treatment.
Mm.
And the large demographic on Pinterest is now millennial, but millennial or older women. That's just how the platform is geared. So it was the perfect platform for that industry, and I've been using Pinterest for 8 years or something like that now. So I love Pinterest. Yes, I'm actually very active on Pinterest. We're doing a thorough experiment on there right now.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear more about that. See, that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, I have a Pinterest account, but I probably abandoned it maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I used to have a VA that was helping me get, because for the show itself, I would turn it into a blog post. We would repurpose it,
Yep.
and then we would use different Pinterest boards because there was like different boards you could collaborate on, and we would constantly repin it and stuff. But after a while, I was just kind of like, well, I felt like for multi streaming, it got a lot more eyeballs faster. Like people
Yeah.
were more, I felt like if people see you on camera, they're more willing to like reach out to you a little bit more faster. And I don't know if you get that same thing too when you do short form vertical video, and like people, when they see you, they're like, I know you. You're that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. And so you recently had a post, and I bookmarked it because you're all like, you guys, you got to learn how to leverage your internet trolls, and
Oh,
you're like, wait, what did I say? I love your look where you're like, oh God, what did I say?
right,
But yeah,
right.
but you were saying something about like embrace your internet trolls, because there's little things that you do where I feel like it's intentional. Like
Oh,
sometimes
totally.
you'll mispronounce something,
Hmm.
or you'll misspell something, because obviously people that are, grammar police will want to come through like, you spelled that wrong, and I was like, that's so smart. Like, what other psychological little things do you do that you're like, oh, I know the trolls are going to come out?
Yeah, this is one of my greatest engagement discovery hacks ever. I just leaned all into this last year, and everything's exploded. But yeah, I just learned and figured out that it's easier to get negative engagement on your content than it is to get positive engagement on your content. And all of these platforms don't care if the engagement is positive or negative. They just want more engagement. The more engagement that you get, the more eyeballs on your content, because the platforms surface it more because they think it's viral and very engaging content, which it is. And so I will do everything in vertical videos. I'll do everything from mispronouncing words. Like a great example I always share is I'll share a website like answersocrates.com. It's a great website that shares a lot of content ideas, and I'll pronounce it answer Socrates,
Yeah.
and then everybody runs to the comments, how dare you mispronounce that name, and they'll phonetically spell it out. And I will, yeah, I'll, my favorite thing to do is like I'll share URLs, like useful websites. Here, the URL, and then right below it, I'll hide like a folder that says something strange. Like right now, I have hide a dead bod. Dot 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 dot.
No way.
So, like I'll check out this useful website, and it says like right under it, hide a dead bot. Dot 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 dot. Or like Donald Trump NUD. Dot dot dot. And like it makes people go wild, because like surely he's not searching for this thing. Like, is anybody going to talk about it? And this has been a running joke on all of my channels for like the last year, and I love it because it has two effects. So one, it causes all of those people that want to assert their egos and correct me to run to the comments and say, what a fool, or did
Yeah.
anybody else see this thing? And then it causes comment strings. But those that follow me and know what I'm doing are in on the inside joke. And if you're able to incorporate insider language into your content, you're bringing them in. This is a huge, powerful psychological thing that you can incorporate to build your tribe, because those people are in on the joke. They're looking for that joke, little Easter eggs in your content, brings them in, and it excludes the other people. So the newbies that are coming in to assert their egos will comment, like, what a fool, he said, Socrates wrong. And
Yeah.
then the true fans will come in and say, first time here, huh? Or so they're like in on the joke, and they know something that the trolls don't. And it's just such an incredible engagement strategy. And not everybody has to take it as extreme as I do, but like this is kind of my, like, I find it funny. Like I'll type these things up, and I'm like, I just find it like super funny. It's just my personality. And so you have to think about what feels comfortable for you
I was
to add.
just going to ask you that. I was like, for you, for your personal brand, that would make sense. Maybe, for the doctors and whatnot, it might not be appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of different things that you can do. Like I've told a bunch of real estate agents, like, as you're doing a house tour, which is a very common form of content strategy for real estate agents, could you have somebody in like a Bigfoot costume just like walk through the background of the video, and just don't mention it, don't explain it, just have it there. And then like just wait for the comments and just see like, did anybody else spot Bigfoot like in that house? Like, what's going on? Super weird.
I thought you
Or
were gonna say something more like, you know how they give the tour and they'll open the doors. What if they opened the door to the bathroom and someone was actually in the bathroom or someone was taking a shower? You're like, oh,
yeah, I mean that's hilarious too. Like little things like that, like working your personality, working some humor. If you have a sense of humor, I think we all have some sort of sense of humor. There's all kinds of different like recurring Easter egg things. One thing that I was talking to another real estate agent that he has this little stuffed animal named Woofy, I think his name was, and he's incorporating it in his videos. And so I was telling him like this is a great G-rated thing. Every video you could hide Woofy at some place in the video, and it's like a Where's Waldo thing. So
yeah.
you can encourage people throughout the entire video to look for Woofy. Where's Woofy in this video, and like gamify it a little bit. But like, yeah, there's a million different things that you can do. Just find something that makes sense for you, your personal brand, your business that you're okay doing. That's going to create insider language and increase engagement at the same time.
I like how you're saying insider language because it does, yeah, it does make you feel like you're in on the joke.
Yeah.
Because I read the comments too. It was the Socrates one where I was just like, Austin.
Yeah. Oh, I'll get text messages from people. They're like, um, they'll see the folder that'll say like, Donald Trump NUD dot 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 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And they'll take a screenshot of it and they're like, Austin, I don't you did you leave this in there on purpose? Like maybe you want to take this video down. And I'm like, got him.
Got him. So
I even got you.
how do you help clients get over that fear of judgment? Because I feel like you and I have been, like the nature of social. Obviously, there's going to be trolls and whatnot, and like if you keep hiding because you feel cringy around 20 people, I mean, you're never really going to get your business known, right? So,
Yeah.
how do you help a client get over that fear of judgment?
Well, I think a lot of it is a mindset shift that most of the people that are going to judge you, firstly, are not people that you would want to work with anyway, right?
True.
And a lot of the time, it's faceless pages and channels that they're just trolls to be trolls. They're coming from the place of their own personal insecurities, and they're putting that energy out there on you because they're deflecting what they're unhappy about in themselves. You are creating content. You are doing something that most people on the planet do not have the guts to do,
Very
and
true.
lean into that no matter what. You can also, like, if you have a physical thing that you're self-conscious about, or you have like a lisp, or anything like that. The great news is you can just set up comment filters as well, and so all of those words are automatically hidden, so out of sight, out of mind. So
Yeah.
that can help out quite a bit too. That if you're self-conscious about your hair or
Is that across
whatever.
all platforms? Because I know I had to do that, especially on Facebook and on YouTube, just as a
Yeah,
female live streamer. Like you never know what happens. And when I first started, I was like, oh, got
yeah,
it.
um, yeah. I believe you can. Yeah, so you can do it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and
YouTube,
Facebook.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So
cool.
you can do it on all platforms. So you can block all that stuff. Um, and just know that like you're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, whatever you're self-conscious about, whatever you're worried about, people judging you for, you're going to be okay. Don't let it impact your mental health, which is important to focus on, of course. But these are it's more often than not coming from their personal insecurities than a personal attack on you. Your message is enough. You are enough. Your information can help people. Don't let any internet troll get in the way of that.
Yeah, that's true. Here's a question for you. What about on LinkedIn? Because I'm now starting to see like the TikTok format make
Yeah.
its way across into LinkedIn, but it's more of like this refined professional humor. It's more kind of like the office type humor when it comes to LinkedIn. Are you doing anything there? Are you testing that out? Because you're testing things on Pinterest. I'm curious about what about a B2B platform like LinkedIn?
I'm not so I am active on LinkedIn. I post a couple times a week. LinkedIn's just not a strong platform for me, so I'm just kind of going traditional route, sharing upcoming speaking engagements, sharing company highlights and updates, sharing educational information, um, sharing other people's stuff that I'm colleagues with, just the traditional route. I should be. There's only so much time in the day, and my time allocation's going towards the four platforms that are working the best for me
That
right
makes
now.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you're creating the content and you're publishing it, I'm assuming manually across the platforms
Yes.
because you want to optimize it natively.
Yeah.
How much time are you also spending as far as engaging with other people's content? Or is it because of the Easter eggs and the insider crowds that you get more engagement there that you're not really engaging with other people's content?
Oh, I engage with other people's content. I have a lot of friends in the space, other content creators, entrepreneurs, business owners, and I'll spend some time scrolling and engaging with their stuff just to show support. It's not like there's not a strategy to like I need to comment on a million posts so that people will check out my profile and engage with my stuff. It's more so to just like I like their content, I'm going to support and engage with their content. I'll just
Yeah,
give a thumbs up or move on or whatnot. But um, I just I mostly a normal consumer behavior of engaging with other people's content.
oh, fascinating. What are your thoughts on Instagram's new 5 bio links? Is that a thing for you, or are you just kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
I have my strategy and it's working. One link works.
No, I've got two links in there right now. I think it's a smart move for them to like take on the link trees and the beacons and the stands of the world. Like, why not uh, do that natively? Like, it's going to crush that industry, I think, which is unfortunate. Um, but it does also create more steps. Like, it's not the most user or like it's not the best uh, experience. Like when you click on that and then there's multiple links, it's not like as fancy as like a link tree or a stand store or anything
Yeah,
like that. So we'll see if they continue to roll it out, but I don't know. It's okay. I think it's smart. It works for certain businesses. I'm not really using it though.
got it. And then as far as like things that you are using, you talked a little bit about like the AI tools and how you research certain things. One thing that I keep finding that pops up on my TikTok are these CapCut templates. Like, what are your thoughts on those? Do you use those? Do you recommend them? No?
Yeah, CapCut templates are a whole TikTok style trend that you can go viral on TikTok very easily if you jump into the right CapCut trend. And so, first of all, I edit all of my videos in CapCut. These platforms have become so, or these apps have become so powerful for video editing. It's just so intuitive. And so, if you're scrolling through your For You page and you see like a meme video, trend video, or something like that, and it has like the CapCut template button there, you can just click that, and it'll open it up in your CapCut account, and then you can just kind of add your perspective on that trend, and then either repost it right from CapCut to TikTok, or download it and then re-upload it. But TikTok owns CapCut, and so that
Yeah.
integration like works really well and seamless.
So, from an SEO perspective, because I see how everyone says, like, hey, if you're putting captions into your videos in a third party tool, like let's say Descript, and then you're uploading it over to TikTok, it doesn't give you that SEO benefit. You might as well use TikTok natively. Does that apply even if you're using CapCut because it's owned by the same company?
Yeah, I think it does apply. So uh, one little sneaky thing that I do just as like a curiosity in regards to that is I'll have like because I like the customization of subtitles within CapCut, the tons of fonts and everything. So I'll typically do that, and then when I upload the video on TikTok, I'll do auto captions and I'll make it really tiny and I'll hide it below the description. So it's
No
still
way!
you can see it, but they're playing, but like it's just like in the little corner you can kind of see like every now and then a letter pops up, but the whole thing. So I just kind of hide them. And yeah, you can do that. Like yeah, yeah. So that's one little sneaky thing.
Wait a second. I feel like that's like my favorite one. Okay, and the reason why is because when I do my Instagram reels and I'm always tagging friends, I don't like having like the big old at mention on there. So I'll just make it like little tiny. Sometimes I'll hide it in their hair or just somewhere because then they'll always be like, how the hell did you tag me? I could like they'll try to find it because that's my little Easter egg with my friends. They're like, where did you put it? I'm like, oh, I put it underneath your shoe, right? And so they're like, but I never thought about the captions. That's so clever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Works.
I've got like goosebumps. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to try that. So then are you saying that in CapCut you'll do your captions there and then you put it into TikTok and then turn on the auto captions and then you just hide it?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, that's fascinating. See, I mean, it's one of those things where, everyone has like their workflow and their favorite tech stack. And Descript has always been like my favorite as far as like repurposing and whatnot. Can you import your SRT files into CapCut?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because it's so easy for me to edit, like in Descript.
I mean, I could check real quick. I'm not sure. I don't know if that distracts from the show too much.
No, keep it going because.
Yeah, I've never had to do that. I don't even pay for CapCut. That might be a pro feature.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. So let's do text.
Yeah, because oftentimes I will, like, I'll have my team, like let's say even now, right? I'll be like, oh, there's this one part where Austin says that he hides something. And so once Descript starts to transcribe it, I'll say just control find the word hide. And then that'll be the clip that he has. And then we'll clip into a new composition, edit the SRT, kick it out. I don't mind putting that into CapCut. It's just that when I had CapCut automatically try to transcribe one of my videos, there was so much to manually edit that it just made me like pause.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't see a way to upload SRT.
How to import it in there? I literally want to try this, like hiding captions.
Good. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you can do it in CapCut. I mean, maybe there's a way. Like I just do my simple editing flow in CapCut, get in, get out. Like there's so much you can do. CapCut is so powerful now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they're kind of incorporating some of it into TikTok's native editor, which is really cool. Like you can edit and readjust clips within TikTok now. The TikTok editor is, it's getting pretty powerful.
It's fascinating how editing is starting to get a lot faster. Like, first of all, I love the fact that you said the MySpace days because I was like, friend, we are from the same era. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it just seems so much more attainable. And like, I still have friends that are super, like Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro. I just never really got into that, but you probably did because you worked at a video marketing agency. So you know that.
Yeah. Yes, I was trained on the whole Adobe suite of things, but I don't edit. I edit and create everything entirely on my phone. Now, my editor is a stickler for Premiere, so he'll edit our client content on Premiere, and he's got his whole workflow.
Yeah.
But my workflow, like, it's just so much faster for me. Like, what am I going to export it and then, upload it to my, I guess there's an Adobe Rush app. And I think there's a Premiere Pro app. I don't know. But yeah, it's just so much faster for me to shoot it on my phone, edit it on my phone, upload it on my phone.
Got it. And then I'm trying to figure out like what's another question that I want to ask you because you've given us so much already. I mean, as far as with your clients, do you do any long form videos? And long form, I mean, that's open-ended because some people think 3 minutes is a long video. Other people think 5 minutes is a long form video. Do you do that for your clients or is it mostly short form video?
No, absolutely. We have quite a few clients that we do long form content for. So we do full YouTube strategy for them too.
I love it. And P.S. By the way, I did notice your Dark Horse Society behind you. That is Vid Marketing World.
Vid, yes, Video Marketing World. I've got two of them.
Yeah, and that's with Scott, right?
Yes, Scott Simpson.
Do you want to
Oh
tell
yeah,
the folks a little bit about what that is? Because I mean, I remember you were talking
yeah.
about like how your YouTube channel just like blew up. Was it Daryl Eves or was it Scott? Someone was giving you a hat tip to be like, look at Austin.
Uh, it wasn't Daryl.
Okay.
Probably Scott. Yeah. So I got the first Dark Horse Society Award in 2021, which is for generating $250,000 in revenue from video marketing in 1 year, and then this one
Yeah.
is for $1 million
Dang.
from video marketing. So that was pretty cool.
That's amazing. Congratulations. It's such a huge feat. So then on
Thank you.
that point, what's next for Socialty Pro? Because you also have Syllabi.
Yes, yeah. So Syllabi is my primary marketing engine or primary marketing goal of the next at least 6 months to a year or ongoing. So Syllabi is this AI powered marketing tool that we built. We launched 3 months ago. It's going incredibly well. It's really the distillation of everything I've learned about the content creation process and flow for business owners turned into a very affordable AI tool. So a lot of the problems and questions that a lot of business owners have are, I know I need to create content, but I don't know what topics, I don't know what to say in the video, I need help staying consistent, and I don't like being on camera. And so we built a tool that addresses all of those things in a easy flow. So Syllabi will show you all of the questions that your customers are searching for online with a lot of data to back it all up.
Mm-hmm.
It'll generate you video scripts for short form vertical content or long form YouTube content. You schedule it all out on a content calendar and consistency tracker. So it's like a project management tool, really simple and easy to follow along. And then we're rolling out next week AI video creation. So it'll take that script and actually generate a video with a human realistic avatar that looks and sounds like a real human. So you don't even need to be on camera anymore. And then you can
No
just download that and
way.
put it on your social media.
Oh,
So the whole process from ideation to creation.
that's you have grown by leaps and bounds for that one in particular. Because I remember the first time I checked it out, what I found really fascinating about it was that it pulled in like what it looked like to me was like Google Keyword Planner. I was like, oh, look at that.
Mhm.
It actually shows you how competitive a particular
Yep.
keyword is. And then you could build something from it. And I thought that was really interesting because I've seen different AI writing tools out there
Mhm.
as far as, you know, like let's say Jasper.
Yep.
But then you would have to have like a Surfer SEO integration as part of it. And so it was nice to see it all in one workflow. And
Yeah.
then to hear now that it does do long form. And then I do remember seeing the scheduling piece too. I
Hmm.
thought that was interesting. Only because like just based off of what you and I just said, like would you do things natively as far as taking advantage of like native SEO optimization? But the AI generated avatar is like on a whole nother level. Where do you see video content marketing in the next year? I mean, let's be honest. I feel like everything is progressing so quickly.
I think we're going to see a massive influx of faceless channels across the board and AI generated content.
Do you think that's going to be lucrative? Do you think people will be like, yeah, I'm into this? Or do you think they're going to crave that human connection of,
They're going to Yeah, they're gonna 100% crave that human attention. So we're gonna see as these tools get easier and easier, we're gonna see a mass influx of content. My prediction is it's gonna get insanely difficult to to get traction because the it's gonna get flooded. It's so easy using AI to create, like literally our tool, you'll be able to create 30 days of daily content and schedule it out in 10 minutes. Like that's never been able to be done before this age of AI.
oh, for sure. So,
And so we're going to see this huge influx of content. And so for the next year, maybe two, it's going to be AI content everywhere. And what is that going to do? It's going to cause people to yearn for that authenticity, that the storytelling, the emotional connection that AI can't really do as well as humans right now. So it's going to be really fascinating to see this AI. I don't want to go too deep down a hypothetical AI rabbit hole, but this is just a part of our lives now, and we have to embrace it.
I definitely think it's a part of our lives. It's a part of our workflow. And I think even just as marketers, it's one of those, how do you help your clients rise above the noise? Because if we do expect this huge influx of just content out there, what is going to be the difference that makes the difference? And I think you really hit it on the nail when you said it's that storytelling, it's that human component, which is probably why I'm still always going to lean on live streaming because
Yeah.
I'll be damned if this was like a clone of Austin this entire time fiddling with his camera. I'm like, no AI is going to do that. One of the things that I found really interesting these days is, how when you type something on your phone will try to auto correct it.
Yeah.
These days, I'm just like, I should just leave that typo in there just to show
Oh.
that I'm human. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because I felt like everything is just so perfect that I'm like, well, like just I'll raise my imperfection flag and just be like, hey, this is me. I just had an idea struck me as I was walking my dog, and I just wanted to share it with you right now. I know it's not grammatically correct and whatnot, but here's an idea. Engage. Come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was using Grammarly earlier today, and they just rolled out their AI thing. And so not only does Grammarly now fix the grammar of what you type, it also has an improve this option. So it's not even your words anymore. So it just pops up below it. It's like improve what you just typed. It's not your words anymore.
How passive aggressive. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for writing that. Would you like me to improve upon it now? And you're like, what the
exactly.
hell?
Crazy. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, Austin, this was absolutely amazing. You've shared so much. I'll have to update you on what happens the next time I upload something to TikTok. I mean, I'm at that point now where I feel like I'm just going to scrap my entire TikTok channel and just do everything natively and just give it another go because I
Got
have
this.
you and of course our other friend Kenya who's very much like always in my feed, and I'm like,
Oh, I
there's this
love
one video where she's just all like, I'm calling all my friends that said that they were going to do TikTok videos, where you at? And I was like, she's talking to me.
Kenya's the best.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that for people that aren't getting engagement on TikTok? Can they ever revive it back, or do you just have to like
Yeah.
hide all your videos, start all over again?
Nah, I don't believe in most of that. I think you just have to, keep trying. And, if your content's just not working, it's not that you're necessarily like shadow banned or anything ridiculous like that. The more rational situation is that your content kind of sucks, which nobody wants to hear. But if you look at the analytics of your content, you'll see like the audience retention will be at like 3%,
Yeah.
even though the engagement's high. And so like that's just an indicator you got to change the content up. So
Fascinating.
we've revived completely dead accounts before. You just have to experiment with it, and you have to be able to like grind your way and figure it out. Because if you've been doing content the same way for a long time and like all of a sudden it stops, maybe your audience is not interested in that style of content anymore. You have to constantly innovate and change. The other thing here is that like these algorithms shift on a dime
Yeah.
instantly. And so like I've been around the TikTok game for 4 years now, and a, a dozen times people are like, I don't know what happened. My views are down. All of a sudden, everything sucks. And it's like, stop focusing on the micro and just keep creating. Just stay consistent. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna like, oh, I'm sorry you reached 10,000 people instead of 50,000 people now. Boo frickin' who? You're still reaching 10,000 people. Stop it. This is free organic traffic from a platform that's free. You know?
Yeah.
So just keep creating and think about the bigger picture and focus on the bigger goals. Don't get caught up in the, oh my God, my views are down all of a sudden.
Focus on
Just
your
keep creating.
strategy. Focus on the bigger picture. So having said that, Austin, tell people where they could find you. Where's the best place? Is it on TikTok? Is it your website? What's the best place for people to reach out and learn more from your brilliance?
Thank you. Yeah, so if you want to connect on social media, at SocialtyPro across the board, and if you want to check out my new AI tool, Syllaby, that's syllaby.io, and it's Syllaby with a Y.
I love that. You're so talented, friend. I can't wait for the next thing that's going to happen. I will keep following you on Facebook because I love all these little hidden Easter eggs. I feel like there needs to be a video where it just deconstructs. Like, did you see that? Did you just see what he just did there? And then go about it that way. Having said that, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Those that joined us live, Gabe, I saw you in the comments. And for those of us that are in the replay too. So again, reach out to Austin, get to know him, because I'm gonna start hiding people's captions in their hair. Maybe we'll see what
I love
happens.
it.
All
Yes.
right. Bye, everyone.